What is happening, everybody? What is happening? Bit of a long intro there. Didn't even realize it was live, but what a day's racing we seen at Leopardstown at Punchestown today. It's just spectacular, really. We'll just give a quick recap for today. Yeah, I wish I was up there today, and I look. Um, for personal reasons, I couldn't make it up there, but it looked like the weather was cracking. But the racing was absolutely fantastic. We kicked off with 2:30 with the Adair Manor Opportunity hurdle. I selected two JP runners in the race. He wins the race, but not with any of the horses I selected. Thanks for the help coming over, David Pipe. Again, showing he is a chip off the old block. With Gavin Bruder, a jockey that's really making a name for himself, getting up here 14-1. Won very well in the end, won by 2.5 lengths. I nearly selected him in the race, nearly never, done what it's meant to do. But the fact that there was two over and the opted with rider change, it was the riders that um, swayed me. But Gavin Bruder is showcasing his talents this year and is definitely a jockey to take note of. Then we went to the Connolly Red Mills auction final over 2 miles three. And great to see Yvonne Lata have a winner here. This is the way at 9-1 with young JP Shinnock in the saddle, beating Littlefoot at a massive 80-1 for Mark Malloy. Liam McKenna. Mark Malloy does so well targeting races. 80-1 back in second. We selected Keep Cool Coco for the Slatteries at 40-1 and ran a cracking race. He was only out of places. Everywhere was playing five places, and of course we finished sixth. But ran a cracker for Andy Slattery and Keane Cork. Then we went to the Louis Fitzgerald Hotel, a hurdle over 2 miles three, and a horse I tipped in Cheltenham at a massive odds at 40-1, K Dutari. I was talking about this lad last night, but won and won impressively. It showcased what I was kind of saying, that he had the talent. And now I was saying that if he went out to 5-1, I thought he would be a good each way bet, because it was, you'd have the three places just on what he had shown since winning Leopardstown. But they've been vocal about he wasn't right. Um, I did tip him in Cheltenham at 40s. He pulled up, but he made no mistake today. 3.5 lengths. He beat the Noah Mead runner Blue Musk back in second, and Willie Mullins and Scott Lowry back in third. One I selected in the race was Tradecraft for Nicky Henderson. He ended up being pulled up. So he was very disappointing for us there. Then we went to the first grade one of the day, and this was Yasmin DeVoe backing up its run in Cheltenham, coming back Paul Town and Willie Mullins combination, the double green, Simon Manure, Isaac Swade, won impressively by a half a length from Gordon's Honesty Policy back in second, and a horse that we selected last night in 20s and was supported into 17-2. Ran an absolute cracker again for the Slattery's Keen Cork. So placed now in a grade one in third, 6 lengths back, albeit. But yeah, I think there's definitely a graded race in this floor in the park. So great to see him run into the places. Then we went to the grade one bumper Bambino Fever here, absolutely hosed up. 2.25 lengths here. 11-8. I was so sweet on this one. I've been sweet, and she was my nap going into Cheltenham. I think she was one of two winners, as I said, that I tipped in Cheltenham. I had a nightmare with Cheltenham, but yeah, it's great to see Jody completing the treble here. DRF Cheltenham, and now the Punchestown Festival. Bambino Fever, and a name to take note of. I thought was absolutely, yeah. I thought if mate of mine was saying if this lad can jump next year, it would be exciting to see where he goes. And then we went to the Gold Cup, the feature race, another one. Galloping the Shams coming back here, showing what he's all about. Tanked into the race, ran him to the ground. 22 lengths he trounced Milan's Tower. But it's just, you could see what it meant to Paul, getting this fella back. And he is the people's horse. He's our generation of a people's horse, I think. Galloping the Shams. I wish I was up there today to see him do what he done today. Now I know there was only four runners in the race, but four very good adversaries. And the way he went through the race, he just milled them to the ground, and it was great to see. As I said, he was second in this year's in the race for the last 2 seasons. So to see him get a Punchestown Gold Cup now and really cement his legacy, it's cemented already, but to see him do what he done, yeah, it's just exciting. I hope he goes back to Cheltenham next year now, and he won't win the three in a row, but he definitely has a crack. He turns up in that form, he has a chance of winning three Cheltenham Gold Cups. Then we went to the Colin Quinn BMW Handicap Chase, a grade 3 over 2.5 miles. I selected Rian in the race, finished second under Danny Ginnigan, James de Burley, Willie Mullins, JJ Slevin. Ran out impressive 4 and 2 1/4 length winner from, as I said, our selection, Rian back in second, and adamantly chosen back in third. Then we went to the final race in the card, and it was a warm favourite here with the Paddy Toomey trained Seol Lin trying to make it a couple of great winners in a row after winning an entry. I said it would probably win, but I said I wouldn't bet in the race, and it got beat 4 lengths from the very shrewd Queally combination. I actually mentioned this fella last night in the preview, Carrigmore Spruce, trained and ridden by Declan Queally, and yeah, won very impressively by 4 lengths. Take nothing away from the runner-up, ran another credible race back in second. There were 2 lengths clear third. Diva Barovia back, as I said, in third. But that was day two's action in the books. Let's kick straight on to day three. I'm going to run through the races here. It's very late. I'm just going to get them out with my selections. We're going to kick on day one or day three with race 1, 2 miles, handicap hurdle, 4-year-olds plus 28 runners declared here. As I said, 25 run, 3 reserves. I like one here at big odds again, like I always do in some of these handicaps. Harry's Legacy for Ross O'Sullivan, a jockey, as I said, that I love in the saddle. Danny Gilligan, making his handicap debut, has some very, very useful form on the flat and brings in some nice form coming in too. As I said, makes his handicap debut here. I went through the form. Some very good races ran here on the flat. I remember I was in Killarney. I think this lad was trained by Henry Bromhead at the time when he won a 2-mile handicap on the flat, beating Jesse Evans, who of course used to run so consistently in those big graded handicaps, especially around Galway. And that was after winning around Leopardstown in a handicap there, and that beat Extensio, who we've seen he has gone in to do since for Pat O'Donnell. So like bringing this flat form here, has only got 4 starts over hurdles. He could be lurking in the lart here. I think Harry's Legacy for me. Harry's Legacy at 25-1. You're going to get those extra places. I can see him running a cracking race here, and of course the man on board is definitely well able to navigate his way to the winning line. Then we're going to go straight to race 2. This is the Frontline Security Handicap Steeplechase, a listed contest, 23 runners declared. It's a handicap chase though. What do I like here? Mizior West for Willie Mullins. Jody McGarvey takes the ride here for JP McManus. Jody, of course, rides a lot of JP's runners. He's won at the big table as well. This fella is a grade 2 winner back in Fairy House in March 24, and has only ran that was over hurdles. He's only ran 4 times over fences, and it took him his 4th run to get off the mark, and that was in Cork in a beginner's chase, beating Gordon's runner Harsh by a length 3 parts back in second. I think this fella could run a cracking race here at 8-1. I think that race the last day will have sweetened him up. 7-year-old still very, very lightly raced. JP, Willie Mullins, Jody McCarry, I think they'll win race 2. Then we're going to go straight to race 3. This is a Touche. Of course, this is a race that as a spectacle just to watch alone. I remember, as a young fella watching the racing on TV, this is one of those races where when you knew nothing about racing, you'd watch it because it was just, as I said, a spectacle. Like in the Bulger, the master of this race, the Banks legend, he won it 10 times in a row one time. He rode the winner, trained the winner, Risk of Thunder. I remember him winning. How many of those did he win in a row? I think 6 or 7. I remember Ken Whelan winning on him one year. Then the late JT McNamara, of course, he used to absolutely love riding this race, and he rode lots of winners in this race, and a lot of winners for Enda Boulders in this race. Nina Carberry, you know, spot the difference. Remember him winning a couple of times. Those are the things. So Enda and JP combine here with Stealthy Tom, and yeah, he could take a bit of. Yeah, he could be duly set up here. Look, the farm horse and the quality and the quality of the horse at the minute is Vanilla for Gavin Cromwell. Keith Donoghue 5-4. He was third in Cheltenham's renewal of the cross country after that horrible start, after winning around Punchestown as well just before that, and then went to Aintree to the Grand National and was very well fancied. He was definitely third or fourth favourite for the Grand National at one stage. He finished around mid packets and he was well beaten. But coming back here, he's definitely the class of race Vanillier. At 5-4 though, I'm not willing to back him. Just after he's running in Aintree, I might have taken a lot out of him. One that does catch my eye though each way for Joseph O'Brien JJ7, Bustleton. Now I would like to see him maybe go out in price, but then if he gets supported, the signs are probably good. So it's a 6.5, half a dozen of the other. So Bustleton, I just think he's a little bit short than what he should be at the minute, 7-1. But then again, I don't see a whole pile in it. And this lad is a Kerry National winner 2 or 3 years ago. So he has got a high level of form too. So I think if he can run back to somewhat of his best here, I think he'll put it up to be and definitely in the top 3 or 4 anyhow. So I'm going to go for one each way. I'm going to go for Bustleton each way in the Latouche Cup. Then we're going to go to fourth race on the card. This is a 2 mile 7, just short of the 3 miles here. A handicap hurdle, a listed contest. Again, 28 runners, but there is a couple of reserves. So 25, I think, is the max that can run here. Yeah, I'm going to go for one here. Massive odds, Comfort Zone. I tipped him up at Cheltenham. He didn't get his true running, but I was very sweet on this fella's form coming to Cheltenham. Now, he did not run his race in Cheltenham, so I'm willing to take a chance here. He's 25-1. Simon Torrance comes in for the ride. Simon rides a lot of JP's runners as well. He's one of JP's riders. So, yeah, I think he's actually slipping under the radar here now, and there's going to be no cameras on him and whatnot. So Comfort Zone for me. Again, you're going to get those extra plays. You're going to get 5 and 6 spots here in this race. And I think Comfort Zone, coming back to the way I seen the race pan out in Cheltenham. Now, it didn't pan out the way I thought it was going to pan out, obviously. But he never got going. Like, he made a bad mistake from the get-go in Cheltenham. So he just get him into a rhythm here. And this lad will definitely make a good account of himself. At 25-1, he's massive odds for me. Yeah, so Comfort Zone for me each way. The one I can see coming, if he didn't run in air the last day, coming in here with a chance, and he'll get a euro each way as well for me. Assist a chance for Willie Mullins and JJ's 11. The combination, of course, JJ's retained rider to the double green. The trio combination, owner, trainer, and jockey here had a winner today. So assist a chance could definitely be worth a chance. Excuse the pun at 16-1. So my two in race 4 are Comfort Zone and Seste Chance. Then we're going to go to the 5th race on the card, and this is the Mayor's Novice Hurdle listed contest over 2 miles. Very warm favourite here from the Gavin Cromwell yard, 6.5. Was favoured for the Mayor's Novices in Cheltenham after winning around Fairy House in January, very impressively, and then was second in the Mayor's Novices behind Air Entitlement. Yeah, I think some people went away that day thinking maybe she could have won that race. She made a bad mistake. Yes, 8-13, definitely not. It's definitely the form horse of the race, but at 8-13, I don't know. I'm not going to have a bet in the race. I'm not going to have a bet on her in the race. No, I think she's the quality of the race. She holds all the main protagonists, the second, third favourite there, Caramaggio and Caroline Bamboo. She holds them on her form in Cheltenham. The one that might run all right at a price is Joseph's horse at Cold Slow Sunshine, or Cold Slow Sunshine even. I see her winning in Thurles. It was JJ's first ride back since that with that leg injury. And she was just gritty and determined. And, she only won by, I think it was a head or something on the day. She then went to Leopardstown and she was finished in the middle of the pack there in Leopardstown at the Dublin Racing Festival in the Mayor's Handicap Hurdle. Finished middle of the pack, but she comes back here. That was over 2 miles three. She comes back here over 2 miles. She ran well for a long way. JJ comes back in for the ride, and yeah, I just remember that in Torres that day. It wasn't the strongest race, and she didn't win impressively. But I liked her attitude, and I just think in a battle, coming back to the 2 miles at 25 to 1, you're going to get the three places. I'd rather take a chance and have a euro each way on Cold Slow Sunshine, the top horse, basically. Probably have to butcher the name. I should have read it before I previewed it. Yeah, so that gets my vote in race 5. Then race 6, we're going to go swiftly into race 6. This is the first grade one of the 3. It is the novice chase. Only 6 runners are clear, just short of the 3 miles again here. Marsborough coming back after a horrible mistake in Arkle when she was one of my naps at the meeting, and still managed to finish third. That was actually some run to finish where she did after that mistake. I was actually down at that fence in Cheltenham that day, and I was like, oh my god, like most horses wouldn't even finish the race out, but yeah, Marsburg comes back here, just wins, I think, and she just wins impressively. 4 to 9, not for me, not my odds, but I think she'll win. I'm not really going to spend too much time on the race, really, because there's no each way perspective in the race. There's only six runners, I think. There's definitely no each way perspective for me, so I think Marsburg will definitely win. Then we're going to go to the stairs hurdle, the feature of the 3. Yeah, we have 11 runners declared here. Teofu, last year's winner, after being second in the Cheltenham running, 7 to 4. Yeah, I think Teofu wins here. I was looking, I tipped Jatara to run at a price in entry. I tipped it up at 25s, was supported on the day. James Bowen comes in for the ride. Nico de Winewell rode it in entry. James Bowen has actually won on her around Doncaster. So, and like James Bowen's a cracking rider. So I think Jack Tara run into the places each way, but I think Tiafoe wins the stairs in my eyes. Then we're going to go straight to the final race on the card. This is the JP and M Dial flat race. 14 runners are cleared here, 2 miles. We got a short one, 6 to 4. Cassar Fatal for Willie Mullins and Paddy Mullins. One bumper by impressively as it like 9 lengths in March after coming off the point to point field. So yeah, he could be anything. The one I wouldn't mind seeing running well at a price, and is one I'm going to select in the race, is Gold in the Mountains. I've probably talked about this horse more than any horse on the card today in certain previews. I tipped him up when he won a bumper around Leopardstown at Christmas. I think it was 2 years ago now. King Road. Derek O'Connor, top amateur, comes in for the ride. Martin Brazel. He actually went over hurdles. This lad. He finished. He was, after winning Leopardstown, so impressive that day, and beat some very, very good horses that day. He didn't go to Cheltenham that season. They kept him for this bumper last year. And yeah, he was 130 favourite, nearly a second favourite even for this bumper last year. He blew out, and then he went to go over hurdles in December in Stevens' day in that maiden hurdle around Leopardstown, the 2 mile maiden hurdle, and fell. So it's interesting that he comes back here. Martin Brazel his attention to detail is what wins these races, and bringing him back here on a bumper. Yeah, I think at 14 to 1, I'm willing to take a chance here, because the day he won in Leopardstown, he's got an engine, this fella. He done a lot of things wrong that day. He ran a bit free. He still ran him into the ground, and it was a decent bumper, as all them bumpers are around in festivals, especially in Leopardstown on Stevens' day. So I just think at 14 to 1, Derek O'Connor, as I said yesterday, definitely probably the best amateur I've seen in my lifetime. People argue it's a game of arguments for me, but in my lifetime watching him riding, he's definitely the best amateur I've seen. So yeah, Martin Brazel, Gold in the Mountains for me, and that will conclude day 3's preview. I'm going to come on tomorrow and early or preview day 4 and 5 together. We're also going to have a Guineas preview And we're going to have something special coming straight from America with some very special guests. So we're going to have a Kentucky Derby and Oaks preview as well. This is some weekend of racing. But before all that, we've got to get through Thursday's action. And Thursday's action looks like it's a cracking day's racing as well. I might actually head up there. Hopefully I do. If I do, hopefully we see somebody be up there. Anyway, I've been harping on. We're over the 20-minute mark. So I'm going to sign off again. Again, hit the like, hit the share button, the appreciation and all that. It means a lot. So yeah, hit the like and share button. And I will talk to you again tomorrow, guys.